and welcome back, folks. Heir of Carthage here, and a couple of fun factions in this one. We got the Odrysian Kingdom squaring off against good old Colchis. So this one should be fun. Again, Colchis, for those who are not as familiar with them, they are a minor faction probably for the most part. However, the interesting facet for Colchis is that they're not considered a very strong faction, but it's mostly just because they're single-faceted. They have good units, they just don't have many units to pick from. So it makes them, a little bit more straightforward in trying to counter, but they do have solid units like this Noble Blood Cavalry for their general, Noble Blood Cav, Noble Blood Cav. I mean, that is a tremendously powerful cavalry line here with these Noble Blood Cavalry. And then up front, we've got Eastern Archers, which are nice 150 range archers. There's 5 of them. That is going to be a very dangerous line. Cartly Axemen immediately behind them. It looks like 6 in total. And then there are some horse archers, and yeah, 4 horse archers in total. So definitely a lot of missile capability here for Colchis. It's something that they can't do. There's Thracian slingers up front and Thracian peltist. It looks like 3 slingers, 2 peltist. And then there's a couple of Thracian cavalry. I love these guys, very nice. Kind of what do you call it, a hybrid unit here. Good in a light melee, good with javelins. Interesting enough, we have mercenary veteran hoplites, so clearly Thrace was expecting all of the missiles and didn't want to bring units that were very susceptible to missiles, and the mercenary hoplites will not be, though they are quite expensive. And the Cartly Axemen actually are going to be able to chunk out some armor from them, so it should be interesting, but they're backed up by several units of Thracian warriors. Then there's some Thracian horsemen here, but from a cavalry standpoint, I mean, Colchis absolutely owns this battlefield for cavalry. So let's see what happens. Thracian slingers are doing their thing. The peltists are moving up with some cover of the Thracian horsemen. And I think they're looking to back up some of the archers. But I mean, the missile barrage right now from Colchis is intense. Oh, they're going to go for the axemen. I mean, might as well. It's a lot of javelins here. And start taking some chunks out of Colchis. It's going to force a move. Yeah, here comes the Noble Blood Cavalry. I mean, they go headlong with that horseman. I don't know what their target... I think their target was actually further back. So I don't know exactly how that charge will go. There's horse archers right here. They're going to pull back out of there. The Cartly Axemen come in to support. And then the Thracian warriors are going to charge in here. That's going to hurt really bad into the Noble Blood Cavalry. They need to pull out of there. But that Cartly Axeman is going to get deleted because of those 2 Thracian warrior charges. And that's a lot of peltists coming in here. Very interesting first battle here. So Odrysians going very heavy in here. Their Thracian warriors, though, are getting absolutely clobbered with missile fire. But if they just push forward, let's see what happens. This Thracian peltist is going to eat a charge, but it's going to be backed up by a frenzied charge on the Thracian horseman and a Thracian warrior. So those Noble Blood Cavalry are going to feel the heat there. If Colchis isn't able to do much, ooh, this is an odd pick, a misclick or something here. The Cartly Axemen way out here chasing those Jav Cav. That is not great. Colchis is going to want to try and pull that unit back, I'm sure. A lot of vicious charges into the Thracian peltist. There is, by the way, 2 Thracian royal cavalry, so if these Noble Blood Cav throw too many of themselves away, it's not going to be good, because those Thracian royal cavalry will make a mess of things. And we've already got 1 Cartly Axeman down. So we'll see what happens, though. Still a ton of skirmishers doing tremendous damage back here. These Eastern Archers are basically untouched, and they are just really ripping in here. 2 Noble Blood Cavalry up front right now. A little bit of support. Bow Horsemen. I mean, this is a lot of micro on the part of Colchis. This is impressive so far that they're able to manage this many mobile units and skirmish units. So I think this is really a challenge. So a lot of work done. So let's see what happened. Colchis kind of taking this crescent formation, trying to envelop the smaller Thracian army here. Those Eastern Archers have really dished out some damage. So yeah, let's take a little bit of an accounting here. Veteran hoplites mostly untouched. Thracian horsemen are now gone, but let's take a look at the Noble Blood Cavalry. I'm still a lot of bow horsemen here too. I'm assuming these could really provoke the enemy here. Noble Blood Cavalry moving over here to support. 3 Eastern Archers, 1 pretty thrashed Noble Blood Cavalry, 2 that's pretty thrashed, 3 of them are thrashed, and it looks like two are in good shape, and they've got to face 2 Royal Cav. That is actually a little concerning. The archers could certainly turn that around, and then you have the horse archers too, which could certainly help against those Thracian Royals, so I don't think that either player is out of the fight by any means at this point. A little concerned about the infantry situation, though, for Colchis. They can't afford to lose a lot of infantry. These mercenary hoplites are not going to be put down by archers or cavalry. They're going to have to be put down with some infantry support. Those guys are very tough. This unit's a little unsupported out here. Let's see what happens. There's a Noble Blood Cavalry right behind it. It's acting like it might want to charge, but I'm assuming we'll see a pullback here. Oh, the Noble Blood Cavalry General. Yeah, he's going to pull out of there and get away from those Thracians. Well played there, well played there. Both players doing a little cat and mouse. I mean, on the numbers, Colchis has an advantage, I think, and it's showing that down in the balance of power, but just not sure yet. This is an interesting mix of units here. Those hoplites are going to be very difficult to take down. The axemen do chop through armor pretty good. I'm curious to see how this fight turns out. The hoplites also chew through armor pretty decently. Alright, that Royal Cavalry is getting activated now. Let's see if Colchis can deal with the Royal Cavalry. If Colchis starts to put a bunch of arrows into the Royal Cav, that could end up boding very well. Ooh, those horse archers. They're just charging in, daggers drawn. They may have been out of ammunition, just kind of going for a YOLO. Either that or the wrong button was clicked. Interesting fight here. Carly Axemen, I don't think, are going to be able to get over the hill without some support there. This unit was a little less damaged prior to combat. It looks like they're worried about getting rear charged by the Thracian Royals, so they turned around to face them and left the hoplites there since they were in a wall formation. You can see the power bar actually moving a little bit back towards center now. This Carly Axeman may need to move up, but they're probably not wanting to leave these archers. Those archers need to do their damage, and they need to do it quick. Yeah, there's 2 Thracian Royal Cav coming, so big trouble now. These archers, there's 3 units of them over here, are in big danger. The horse archers are doing like a delaying maneuver over here. And the Noble Blood Cavalry is going to intercept 1 Thracian Royal, but it can't get both of them. And there's a bit of a problem, and so Colchis is going to respond, sending troops. This Noble Blood Cav going to pull back from having charged those hoplites. This Cartly Axeman is going to fairly decisively lose that battle. And now we've got both Royal Cavalry here. If Colchis can hold them and pepper them with missiles, that'd be good. But again, I'm actually mostly concerned about the hoplites at this point. I'm just not sure that Colchis is going to have enough to take down this many armored hoplites. Ammo is probably getting lower for the archers. Cavalry is becoming a little more scarce, though nice work here, getting a lot of damage into the Thracian Royal Cavalry. This one's down all the way to 20. We'll see how this is going to fan out here. Like I said, I think, I don't know, if I just had to guess, and it is just a guess at this point, I'm going to give the advantage to the Odrysians, despite what the power bar says. And again, I'm concerned about ammunition. However, I know that was some nice shots right there. You do a whole lot of that, and it's going to take any advantage that Odrysians have away very quickly. This double team right here, also very cheeky. This is going to hurt, though. Let's see if Colchis can respond to that cavalry, like put some shots over there. If they can put some shots into that Royal Cav. But they also need to get rid of the hoplites, and the horse archers realize that, and they were certainly helping to get rid of some of the hoplites. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting finish here. I'm not exactly sure how this one's going to turn out. We got a Thracian cavalry rolling in. This is a big danger. It's going to kill some of the Eastern archers with the precious ammunition that they have. And they're going to need to run away from that mercenary hoplite. They need to start running right now. This one could rout because it's already in the red and it's now in contact. Oh boy, it's going to be interesting. We got a Royal Cav rolling in here, and oh, these archers are in big trouble. I don't think the Colchians can afford to lose archers that still have ammunition left. Alright, we got a head-to-head battle between generals here. This could be decisive too, because that Noble Blood Cavalry was in a weaker position to start that with, and with the general, yeah, general died on the charge. I think that's a rest in pepperonis for Colchis. I could be wrong though, so let's wait and see what happens. We could start seeing a mass rout and then see that power bar, because these guys have a little bit of ammunition, and even just these couple of Royal Cavalry might be enough to swing it. They were getting shot, yeah, they all shattered. And then look at that, the power bar immediately shifts back in favor, so there was important ammunition that was in the hands of those units. Carly Axemen are putting up a good fight, but I think they're a little overmatched here. And they might be significantly overmatched, in fact. I'm not 100% sure. With the death of the general, though, that's really going to hurt the leadership. Noble Blood Cavalry good, but it's now surrounded. And there's no more archer support other than these horse archers, and their ammunition is going to be limited. There was a lot of ammunition left with those Eastern archers, so this is going to end up being a relatively close finish here. Honestly, this is one of the best plays by Colchis that I've seen since I've started casting Rome 2 battles again. I felt like the Colchian player here did really a pretty phenomenal job, and I think had the Odrysians on the back foot for a lot of this battle. The loss of those archers there at the end and the death of that general was kind of untimely and unfortunate, but at the same time it was kind of hard to stop because he had to stop that Royal Cav from charging. But this is a very close battle, and like I said, for Colchis, I have not seen them fare very well in replays so far, and I think they did a pretty phenomenal job, all things considered here for Colchis. You can see the Axemen are definitely capable of scoring quite a few kills against these heavily armored units. These horse archers, I believe, are out of ammunition. If they had ammunition, one would assume that they would be firing it. So, nice last stand here for Colchis. Really cool battle. Definitely two good players here. I think you can tell by the skill that was exercised on both sides of that battle. So Char, that was impressive. I mean, that was a cool Colchis army. Honestly, it's a bit of a terrifying one, because if you don't micro well against all this, this is a absolutely phenomenal amount of damage heading your way with 5 Eastern archers, horse archers, and it is tricky to defend. He brought a lot of cavalry to do it, but still, it's a lot of places you have to keep an eye on, a lot of units you have to make sure you don't get too close. This takes a lot of skill. So I don't underestimate what Char was doing here, and honestly, like I said, he did lose the battle, but I think that was an impressive showing. He got more kills than the Odrysian player did there too, so an impressive showing from Colchis and Char there. Appreciate that one coming in from Hotel Soap, and it was great to see both players here. Hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.